Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 25 years, as she developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you to grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. We got a whole bunch of callers on hold, and first, though, it's the beginning of the month, and you know what that means? That means there's a free giveaway. And what I do each month is I give away a free 1-hour session valued at $155 with me to somebody who registers in our drawing. And you just have to do 3 easy things. And that is follow me on Instagram at Ask Julie Ryan. Sign up for my blog, my newsletter at AskJulieRyan.com, and leave a review at ratethispodcast.com/Julie. That's all you have to do. And the winner this week, or this month, I guess, is somebody named New Neves, Nieves. And she wrote, Julie's a gem. I really enjoy listening to all of the advice that Julie gives to others. Somehow, the advice seems to resonate with a lot of her listeners, not just the ones she's talking to and giving advice to on the phone. She's caring, genuine, and funny, and I could easily listen to her podcast for hours. She explains things that even a newbie to the spiritual world, like me, would understand. Give her a listen. So, New Neves, who wrote that, thank you so much for those kind words, first of all, but shoot me an email at julie@askjulieryan.com, and we will set up a date and time for us to chat. The reason why I do this, you guys, is because it's just a thank you to this community for listening and being a part of it. And also, it's a way that I can give back. And I understand that $155 is a lot of money for people, especially right now. So 3 easy things. Sign up on AskJulieRyan.com for my newsletter. Follow me on Instagram at AskJulieRyan, and write a review on ratethispodcast.com/Julie. All right, let's go to the phones. And I have 2 special guests first. And Sam Davidson and Sari Cohen are with us. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Julie.
How are ya?
Pretty good.
Are you good?
Yes. So glad to. Thank you for having us on. Yeah,
You're welcome. I was on their show, you guys, recently, and I asked them to come on just to have them tell you about themselves. They're entertainment. What are you guys? Entertainment journalist, personality reporters, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
And then they decided to do woo-woo. And so now they do all of it. So if one of you would talk at a time, that would be great. And then you can take turns and tell everybody about you and a little bit of your background and what you're doing. And the show, everybody, is on my social media feeds at Ask Julie Ryan on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, Pinterest even. And you'll see the show. But Sam, you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Davidson. I'm an entertainment news journalist, or was regularly before COVID hit. And I have worked in Hollywood for a really long time, mostly behind the scenes. And I really, really love what I do. I love interviewing people. And Sari, who you will meet in just a second, we met each other from working on the red carpets together, and we became friends and realized we had a lot of common interests with spirituality. And when COVID started and we were all quarantined, I was alone, and, I was having people check in on me, and Sari and I would talk, and we kind of just came up with this idea to start a show interviewing amazing people and experts in the spiritual world, of course, like Julie. And now we've had, I think, 31 episodes, I believe, interviewing some of the most amazing light workers from all over the world, all different walks of life. And it's helped us tremendously. And we hope and we think we've definitely helped some people too, because this is a time to go inward, and we're trying to do that with ourselves and show people that they should do that too. So it's called Spiritual Spiral, and you guys should check out Julie's episode specifically because it was so good.
It was fun. I was so honored that I got to be one of your first guests. I felt like we should crack a bottle of champagne or something.
Yeah, we've had such a great time. And now my mom is reading one of your books. I'm reading, your stuff. And yeah, being introduced to you has been awesome.
Wonderful. All right, Miss Sari, you're up.
Yeah, no, I mean, Sam and I have a very similar story. We both are entertainment journalists, like she said, met on the red carpet. And this pandemic really kind of made us expand on what we already know how to do. And to me, the whole point of doing this has always been connection. When you're having a conversation with somebody, you're interviewing, it doesn't matter if you're interviewing a celebrity or an intuitive. The idea is to connect and share stories with people, share perspectives with people. So Sam was the one that came up with the brilliant name Spiritual Spiral, because, when this all happened, we kind of all felt like we were spiraling, right? Nobody really knew what to do, where to hold on to. And, like Sam said, hopefully this gives people a place to go to find comfort and stories and things they can resonate with. So it's been a beautiful journey, and we're so grateful to have met you on this journey, Julie.
Oh my gosh, I'm the lucky one here. Absolutely. Well, and these guys they've interviewed all these big name celebrities, everybody. So it's fun if you want to look them up for their day jobs. It's fun to see who all they've interviewed, and tell everybody a little bit about that, about your experience on the red carpet. And Sari, you're doing another show too, right? Just like an entertainment show.
Yeah, I'm on a TV show that airs on the weekends on SBTN, and it's a cable network, and we are currently interviewing celebrities from the comfort of our own homes virtually, which has been quite a big adjustment. And I also write for a magazine as well, so it does keep me plenty busy. Definitely an adjustment, but yeah, I mean, Sam, I don't know, who's your favorite interview?
It's such a hard question. I would say I really enjoyed Mark Wahlberg, and the reason I say that is because my expectations were that I didn't know if he would be nice or I would vibe with him, but he really surprised me. I wish I would keep I wish I kept a journal and just come down and write everyone we talk to, because when you're on a carpet like that, we can interview upwards of 20 to 30 celebrities a night, and everyone, oh, who's your favorite? Who have you interviewed? And I'm like, I kind of black out in a way, when I would work on the carpet, just because you're just so in the moment. And I realize now I almost feel like I've been studying spirituality through all the people we've interviewed. And the reason I think me and Sari are so good at what we do, I'm going to toot both of our horns right now, is because we, while we don't identify as a psychic or medium, we are growing our intuitive abilities. And we really ask people questions that they can resonate with and really try to get to know them and get in there, instead of asking them silly questions like who they're dating or what they're wearing. And both of us, I know, because we've been next to each other so many times, we'll have celebrities say to us, wow, those are such amazing questions. Thank you for asking. Thank you for doing your homework. And thank you for knowing that I wanted to talk about that today. So I now kind of see from a bird's eye perspective how that has helped my career, being intuitive in that way.
Wonderful. Well, and don't you think that a lot of people in the entertainment industry do have a spiritual side to them? They're so creative and everything. And I learned how to do all this woo-woo stuff that I do, and I teach it to people around the world. And actually, my next class starts a week from Saturday, and I've got a few spots left, everybody, in the April class. So if you're thinking about signing up, go ahead and sign up because they're going to fill up here soon. But wouldn't you agree that a lot of people in the entertainment industry have a very deep spiritual side?
Oh, yeah. Definitely, without a doubt. Yeah. I think that's what makes people so sensitive and in tune. I mean, even if you're thinking about just on the other end of things, an actor or a musician, you have to be able to tap into that, I think, in order to really, embrace or embody everything that you are feeling and experiencing. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, and I have a friend who is a Broadway star. Actually, I interviewed her, Pamela Bob. You can find the interview on past podcasts and on my YouTube channel, Everything's at Ask Julie Ryan. And she talked about starring in a show on about June Carter Cash. And she said there were nights when she went out there and she felt like she was channeling her. She said, I went on show and I thought, went on stage and I thought, how am I going to get through this? And she did. And then afterwards she was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I did that. So everybody go check out on my Instagram and Facebook and everything, and you'll see the show. Thanks, ladies, for coming on. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Julie. Happy New Year.
Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. I'm so glad to be back after a break. I took about 10 days off, I guess, over Christmas. Jonathan was home with his wife, Mallory, for a little bit from the West Coast, and we had fun and it's all good. And so now I'm getting back in the swing of things like all of you probably are as well. So let's go to the phones and see who our first caller is. And it's Marcy. Hi, Marcy.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome. How are you, girl? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm over here in North Richmond Hill, Texas today.
Wonderful. How are things in Texas?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Weather's pretty good. Too cold for me, but it's all right.
Yeah. I talked to my girlfriend in Minneapolis this morning, and I said, you got any of that white stuff on the ground? And she said, yeah, about 8 inches. I said, oh, gosh.
Oh.
So
yeah,
a little rainy here
there
in Sweet Home, Alabama, but not too bad. Not like having lots of snow on the ground. Well, terrific.
Right.
Well, thanks for calling tonight. Do you have a question for me?
I am calling about my dog Reese. She's an 11-year-old chocolate lab, and she's not been feeling well for a couple of weeks. And I was wondering if you might be able to check in with her. I think the vet, I've taken her to the vet, and now we're just kind of not knowing what to do.
Oh, what's her name again, Marcy?
It's Reese.
Reese, like a Reese's peanut butter cup?
Exactly.
Oh, did you name her after that, Candy?
No, her first mom did.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you, and then from you, I'm going to connect to Reese, Miss Reese. And how this works, everybody, if you are a first-time listener, I always like to explain it a little bit. I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit because we're all spirits attached to a body having a human experience. And when we're attached to a body, we vibrate more slowly simply because the body has mass. So when I raise my vibrational level, I'm able to connect to spirit, and then I can take it anywhere I need to take it because, I'm a business businesswoman that learned how to do woo-woo, and I'm a buffet of psychicness, and that includes being able to scan pets. So what I'm going to do is connect to you, Marcy, in Texas, and then from you to your dog, and then we'll see what's going on. I'll be able to see things in my mind's eye. And by the way, for those of you also that are first-time listeners, my analogies sometimes are really hilarious, and it's just to give you an idea of what I'm seeing in my mind's eye to make it easy for you to picture or get a sense of what I'm doing. So here we go, Marcy. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading your way, heading west on I-20, right? That's how I get there. Yeah. All right. Got you. Got Reese. All right. So what's going on symptom-wise? Her spirit's out of her body, girl. Is she dying? Is she in hospice?
I was afraid of that. She's
Yeah.
She's just not been feeling really well. I think her neck's been hurting. We've got her on anti-inflammatories, and she's not eating really well the last couple of days.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm talking about is when a human is dying, if you go on my website, askjulieryan.com, Marcy and everybody listening, you can find a graphic for the 12 phases of transition. And that's what happens as we're transitioning into the spirit world. And what happens is the spirit exits the body out through the top of the head. You may have heard, Marcy, about people who've had a near-death experience talking about that they feel like they're going through a tunnel towards the light. And then the spirit hangs on to the top of the head in a bubble configuration. It kind of looks like it looks like a cartoon caption bubble, the kind that you see where the characters' words or thoughts are in a cartoon. And that's what happens with pets too. When pets are dying or any kind of animal, that spirit bubble, which is that pet's spirit, is hanging on to the top of her head. So again, if you go to askjulieryan.com and you click on the 12 phases of transition, you'll see an image or a graphic of what that looks like. So let's talk to her and see what she has to say. So Reese, are you ready to go? Yes. Are you in pain? Yes. What do you need? She says her blankie. Does she have a blanket that she uses or something she lays on?
I do not know. I'll have to look for that.
Okay. Does she have one that she had maybe when she was younger or something? She'd like a blanket. I think she'd like more padding in whatever she's laying on. Like if you can make her a little nest.
Okay.
So do you want me to ask her if she wants to be euthanized?
Sure.
Okay. So Reese, do you want to be euthanized? Yes. Are you ready now? No. When will you be ready? When I stop eating completely is what she's telling me. So that'll give you kind of an idea of how to gauge that, Marcy. The other thing I want you to remember that's really important is her spirit will always be around you even when she passes. And you can talk to her. My new book, Angel Messages for Dogs, we talk about that. It's a children's book, but we talk about in there. Myself and I talk about it in there. And you just say something to her and then you'll hear her answer in your head. It comes in, it sounds like it's one of your thoughts because spirits communicate telepathically, both animals and human spirits. And so she'll be able to communicate with you and you'll hear her. My guess is, and you'll think you see her out of the corner of your eye. And when that happens to you, you're right. You are. So just keep that in the back of your mind for when that happens. Okay. All right. Well, good luck. Okay. Thanks for calling. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to CB next. Hi, CB.
Hi.
How are you, girl? Happy New Year. I can.
Happy New Year to you as well. I am calling this evening from Athens, Georgia. And,
Athens? Where the university is?
Yes, ma'am. That's where the Bulldogs are. We're sitting here right on the edge of campus. It's normally more lively, but hopefully...
CB, I'm going to have to hold you over because I'm going to need to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll see what kind of questions CB has for us. We're at the Georgia Bulldogs, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, we were talking with CB from Athens, Georgia. CB, welcome back. You still with us?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Good, good. You know, I think of Athens and I think of the University of Georgia Bulldogs and, you know, the national championships next Monday. And my two favorite teams are playing. The Ohio State University, where I went, and Roll Tide, the Alabama Crimson Tide, where my husband and my son went. So people keep saying to me, "Are you a house divided?" I said, "Yeah." So Jonathan and Tim, when they both won their games last week, they both said to me, "Who are you going to cheer for?" And I said, "Well, who do you think I'm going to cheer for? I'm a fourth generation Buckeye. 4 generations of my families have graduated from there." And so I said, but if they have to lose, I would rather they lose to Alabama than anybody else because it's my second favorite team. So yeah, we'll be watching that. So, all right. Well, you got a question for me?
I do. On Christmas Day, very good friends of ours, John and Maria, had Maria's elderly parents in their home for Christmas. And her father, who was named Richard, kind of had a seizure and literally died on the floor. They revived him, got him to the hospital where he spent about 3 days, and then they've released him into hospice care to their home. And they have walked a journey recently with me when I lost my mom in October. And I was telling them of how you are able to see if the spirit has started to leave the body. It's actually in the dying process, and how that helped me in my journey. So I'm wondering if you can tell if Richard's spirit has already started the dying process.
He has. I went ahead and connected to him while you were talking, and he's in phase 9 of 10. So again, what we were just talking about with Marcy, with her dog Reese, it's again the 12 phases of transition. And what that is, everybody, is as we're dying, deceased loved ones' spirits come to greet us, and angels surround us, and even pets' spirits are there as we're dying. And as people get closer to death, those phases can advance fairly quickly, or they can take long periods of time. Everybody's different. But yeah, he's in phase 9. CB, should we ask him the 3 questions I always ask?
That would be great.
Richard, are you ready to go? Yes. Are you in pain? Yes. He's saying periodically. So make a note of that for your friends, John and Maria, to check on his meds. And what do you need? His family. Are they letting him come be with him is he in a hospice facility or is he home?
So he was released earlier this week to go to John and Maria's home.
Good.
Hospice care in home. So he does have his family with him. Maria's a nurse, and she said he died on their floor Christmas morning. So I think he needed a little extra moment to say goodbye to everybody, or have them say goodbye to him. And, but I am thankful to know that it is, and I'm going to pass it on to them, and hopefully they will have some peace and comfort from the knowledge like I did. Thank you so much for checking on.
Well, one other thing, CB, my New Year's Eve show, which was an interview that I did with a hospice doctor named Kerr. Yes. He's an MD, PhD, is on YouTube. It's also anywhere you download podcasts too, like my regular podcast. But I would highly recommend that you send them that link, because I think if they watch that, it's going to give them a lot of comfort about what's going to transpire here, both from the spiritual side, which is my side, and also Dr. Kerr wrote a book called Death is But a Dream, and he did university-based research on 1,400 hospice patients and found that they were seeing deceased loved ones in visions and dreams and the spirits of deceased pets as they were approaching death. So it validates everything I talk about. And it's really, I think, a great example of the glorious component of when somebody's passing. And it's so heart-wrenching, as you know, you just went through it. Yeah. But everybody that's listening that hasn't seen that, go to YouTube. It's Dr. Chris Kerr, and or listen to it on anywhere you download podcasts. I think it can help.
Share
it'll
that.
help everybody. Yeah, it'll help everybody that's lost a loved one. Anybody's going to lose a loved one, and that's everybody, right? We're all going to be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
thank you so much for your time, and welcome to 2021.
Yeah, baby. All right. Take care. Thanks for calling.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to Deanna next. Hi, Deanna.
Hi, Julie. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Terrific. Thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm calling from New York.
Okay. Where in New York? New York City?
Rockland County, Valley Cottage.
Okay.
Very
Terrific.
cold here.
Oh, I'll send you some heat waves from the deep south.
I need it.
Okay.
So my question is, I decided that I want to do endometriosis surgery. It's called a laparoscopy to remove the endometriosis. And with this disease, it's very important that you get like a really good specialist to do it.
Right.
So I'm kind of torn between two really, really great doctors who specialize in this particular surgery. It's called endometrious excision, where they actually remove the endometriosis. So, I don't know if I should give you the names. I'm just trying to figure out which one to go with.
Yeah. Give me the names and we'll go from there.
So I have a Dr. Nicholas Congolesa in, Georgia. And then I have a Dr. Vidali in New York. Dr. Andrea Vidali, and he's based in New York.
I get a yes on both, Deanna. You can't go wrong either way. Obviously, New York's going to be a little more convenient than coming down to Georgia, but
I know. It's just so
I think
tough.
you can. I think you're golden either way. What hospitals are you going to be in, depending on which doctors you choose? Let's go down that path.
So Northside Hospital in Georgia, I believe it's
which
in
I know
Atlanta.
well.
Then,
yeah, that's a great hospital. Yeah.
Oh, great. And then Hoboken Hospital in New Jersey for Dr. Vidali.
I get a yes on both of those as well. I think you're good either way. Which one are you leaning towards? The one in New York, just because it's close?
Well, it's both very expensive. But I just want the best doctor. So you're saying that one is not better than the other.
I'm saying they're both equal, but the other thing I want you to do is I want you to look up on YouTube Ben Bickman, Bickman, PhD, Ben Bickman. And he is a professor at Brigham Young University, and he wrote a book called Why We Get Sick. And you can read the book. You know, that's good if you want to read the book too, but you can do it faster if you just look up. He's all over YouTube on interviews. And he talks about endometriosis being caused by insulin resistance. So, and insulin resistance, you know, we think of, okay, were you just eating buckets of sugar? Well, it's not just sugar. It's anything that's processed. But I've read that a lot, that endo is a byproduct of insulin resistance. So check out a couple of his interviews, and I think you'll learn some things that will be really helpful, certainly to help you heal. But in the meantime, it may help you, you know, with the other. Are you in a lot of pain?
I am. I'm in back pain. On my left side, I have pain. I had an MRI done, and they said there's endometriomas that I have on my ovary, but they're not sure if I have an adenomyosis. So the doctor in New York specializes more in adenomyosis, which is when the endometriosis gets into the muscle of the uterus. That's why I was just kind of confused on which doctor to choose, because if I do have that, then I would want to lean more towards the doctor in New York.
I get that you do have it. I get that you do have it. I've got you on my radar, and I'm clearing it out so that by the time you go into surgery, it's going to be a done deal. All they'll have to do is just do it on the human level. So I'm clearing it out right now. And I get that you do have that, so that may help you make your decision.
But it doesn't matter which doctor I choose.
That's what I'm getting. But you said if the one in New York specializes in that, you may want to lean that way. That's just when you said, I don't know if I have it or not, I got a big old yes. So I'm clearing it out of your system right now. So good luck.
Okay.
Goodness, girl.
Thank you.
All right.
So I appreciate it.
Check out Ben Bickman. You'll learn a lot from that. Why we get sick.
You.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's go to Erica next. Hi, Erica. Hi, Erica. You got to unmute yourself. Hello, hello. Erica. I can see you on my dashboard. Okay. Well, maybe we'll come back. See if we can. Let's try Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Can't complain.
Terrific. Where are you?
I am in Sebastian, Florida.
Oh, where's that? I've never heard of that.
Oh, Melbourne Beach. It's like on the mainland side of Melbourne.
Yeah. I know where that is. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in. You got a question for me? You know what,
Yes.
Jackie? I got you on just in time for us to take a break. So we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll find out what Miss Jackie from Sebastian, Florida has to ask us. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan show. And before the break, we were talking with Miss Jackie. And Jackie, I am hoping you have a fabulous question for me.
Did I have a what question for you?
A fabulous question for me.
Oh, fabulous question. Well, it's about my mother. If you can tap into her, she's late stage dementia, and I just want to know if you can tell me more about her.
Yeah, absolutely. What's her name, Jackie?
June.
And where is she?
Waverly, New York.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to connect to you first, and then from you up to your mama in New York. So got you. Okay. It's bouncing north, heading north. Okay. Got your mom. Okay. Did you have some questions for her that you wanted to ask her?
Well, I want to know if she's, ready to go, and where she's at, and make sure she's comfortable.
Okay, she's in phase 2 of the 12 phases of transition, so she's just at the beginning phases. And they can go back and forth in those phases, Jackie. Excuse me, it's not just, once you're in 2, you can only go advanced to 12. I've seen people go in and out of phases. I've seen people in phase 11 that are still walking around 5 years later, and they've decided that they didn't want to go. So she's in phase 2. June, is there anything that you can tell us that Jackie can do for you? She says, well, not from Florida. Okay. Well, not from Florida. Where is she? Is she in a facility?
She's in a skilled
skilled
nursing home memory unit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't even go see her, even if you were up there, right?
No.
Yeah.
And she just had a minor stroke, and she's healed pretty much from that. But they had found a mass in her right lung, so I thought maybe she was further along in the phasing, but.
Right. Well, and again, they can go through the phases quickly, and they can go through them slowly. It's just everybody is different how it works. So the thing about it is, let's ask her the 3 questions I always ask. Are you ready to go? Yes, she is. Are you in pain? Yes, she says she's in some pain. And what do you need? She just says peace and quiet. So does she have a roommate? Sometimes in those skilled facilities, they have a roommate. Does she have a roommate?
No, she does not.
Or
no.
She's saying it's noisy in there. Is she near a nurse's station or something, I wonder?
I don't know in this facility, because I didn't get to see her room when we placed her there during COVID. So, yep.
Oh, geez. What a heartache for you. I can't even imagine.
It is a heartache.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Oh,
Peace and
gosh.
quiet, huh? Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you read my book, Angelic Attendance, yet?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I would love it if you'd leave a review on Amazon, and anybody that's listening, if you'd leave a review on Angelic Attendance and the children's books too. It helps other people find this information. Have you seen the Chris Kerr interview yet? The Dr. Kerr interview yet that I did for New Year's Eve?
No.
Go on YouTube and go to Ask Julie Ryan and you'll see it. It's with Dr. Chris Kerr. I think it will give you a lot of comfort as you go through this and your family. Share it with your family members as well, because we talk about how we're surrounded by deceased loved ones and angels. And as I mentioned, he's got university-based research on 1,400 patients that validate all this stuff. So people that need proof for woo-woo, I laughed on the interview. I said to him, I'm so excited because science has finally caught up with woo-woo. And he laughed.
Exactly.
So I think you'll enjoy it, and I think it will bring you a lot of comfort. And it will also give you some pointers on how to deal with this at the end of her life, to deal with the medical staff as well.
Okay.
So that she gets really good care. Okay. Thanks for calling, Jackie. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's see who's next. We've got, let me see. I think Lashonda's next. Hi, Lashonda.
Hi, Julie. Hi.
Hi, girl. Happy New Year.
Hi. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Please tell everybody where you're calling in from. Please tell everybody where you're calling in from. You knew what I meant, right?
Yes, I'm calling from West Palm Beach, Florida.
My brain was ahead of my tongue there on that one, Lashonda. Blonde moment. Oh, well, you got a question for me?
Yes, I do. I would just like to ask quickly if, you could tell me what's going on with my left eye, inside corner, fleshy area. Just, I don't know what's going on there. I would say it started, last Sunday, a week ago Sunday.
Is it irritated? It looks irritated. Yeah, it looks irritated.
And it seems like that area kind of gets puffy a little bit, that inner corner there. I don't know what's going on.
It's like a tear duct thing,
I think. It goes away, but it comes right back as soon as I rub it or wash my face.
You know what I saw? You're going to laugh when I tell you this. You know how my analogies are hilarious at times. Have you ever taken a paper clip and unwound it and stuck the end into something like a tube of crazy glue or something to get it cleared? That's what I just saw happen. I think you've got a tear duct that's clogged. And so that's what I watched happen. I just watched that tear duct get unclogged with a little device that it looked like it wasn't a paper clip, but it reminded me of one, and it went in. So if it persists, Lashonda, I would suggest going to see your optometrist or an ophthalmologist, and they can just clear that out and irrigate it. And I think it'll go away.
Okay, will do.
Yeah.
I will.
Does it make your eye teary?
No, not really. I think I have more dry eyes than not.
Yeah.
But
okay.
All right.
It
does not really.
That would make sense if it was clogged. That's why I thought I better ask to see. But yeah, but I just watched it get unclogged. So hopefully that will happen, or that will help. And when you wash your face, use something that's really gentle. Like, do you use those eye makeup remover pads to take your eye makeup off?
No, I usually just use my hands and a little, it's a soft sponge, facial sponge. The ones that they use, the estheticians use.
Yeah. All right. Well, try those eye makeup removers. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan show, and we do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-775-7035, and the access code is 483-620-pound. Now, you can find this information on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and in the show notes anywhere you download podcasts. We're on a whole bunch of different podcast networks. Also, we're on YouTube and Alexa, and you can find information about the show there too. Please remember to subscribe and leave a review at ratethispodcast.com/Julie. Please share the show with your friends and family too, and hopefully they'll enjoy it and get some information that can help them. Call-in details can also be found on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest at Ask Julie Ryan. All my social media is at Ask Julie Ryan. And a reminder to call in is posted on the day of the show. Each week we'll post a note that says, okay, remember to call in, and here are the phone numbers. Or if I'm not going to do a show, which is about 3 or 4 times a year when I've got a pre-recorded show, like New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve, we'll post something that says, no live show tonight. So what else? While you're on AskJulieRyan.com, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. It's a question somebody has submitted online along with my answer, and you can also schedule an appointment with me there. Then we'll have a whole hour to talk about whatever you want. We can do medical stuff. I can scan your pets, all the stuff I do on the show. We can cram as much as we can into an hour. We can do past life stuff, talk to deceased loved ones. We can do 3 or 4 different things, and it makes it really fun. I love it when I get you for a whole hour. I'm booked out for a couple of months, so when you go to schedule an appointment, go ahead and get on my calendar, and then on your confirmation email, there'll be a little button at the bottom that says reschedule. And just when you think about it, periodically click on that reschedule button and it will show you appointments that have become available that are sooner. For instance, somebody's scheduled, I think it was yesterday, and an appointment today became available for next week. So they were able to move their appointment in the future to next week, and that happens all the time. So everything you need to know can be found at AskJulieRyan.com. All right, this week we got a question from Michelle, and Michelle lives in Meath, Leinster, Ireland. I hope I'm saying that right, Leinster, Ireland. And she said, "Hi, Julie. I gave birth to 3 boys. My eldest is 17, and my 2 younger ones are 3 and 1. They were all very different births and experiences. My body's been through a really intense time, and my stomach muscles have never recovered. Can you help? Thanks so much, Michelle." And here's my response. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for your question, and congratulations on your 3 boys. In order to get some information for you, I energetically connected to you in Ireland and saw, in my mind's eye, what looks like stretched and a separation in your abdominal muscles. Stretched abdominal muscles and then a separation in them. In medical terms, it's called diastasis recti. The Mayo Clinic says during pregnancy, the growing uterus stretches the muscles in the abdomen. This can cause the 2 large parallel bands of muscles that meet in the middle of the abdomen to separate, a condition called diastasis recti. Diastasis recti may cause a bulge in the middle of the abdomen where the 2 muscles separate, and in extreme cases, diastasis can be connected to lower back pain, abdominal pain, and even pelvic problems. And if you think about, just as an aside here, I thought of this when I was writing this blog last night. If you look at old masters' paintings, a lot of times they'll have maidens or women, and a lot of the time they're unclothed, but they all have this little pooch. And it's the Rubenesque women that are depicted. And I think these women all had diastasis recti. Who knew? I went back to saying, I then watched, again in my mind's eye, a healing happen that tightened your stomach muscles, corrected the separation, and removed some extra abdominal skin. In other words, an energetic tummy tuck. I thought, well, I could do that on myself. I'd never thought of that before. I'm going to try that on myself. And then I went on to say healings happen on the energetic level, then integrate into the body. They can result in an immediate difference in symptoms, can take days, weeks, or months, and may need complementary care like physical therapy, medicine, surgery, etc. To help your body heal, here are some exercises you can do yourself, compliments of wellnessmama.com. I love the name of that website, wellnessmama.com. Fit2B has specific videos for diastasis. Mewtwo is a 12-week focused program that addresses diastasis as well as other pelvic health issues. The Tummy Team is a great resource for abdominal splints and programs designed to help even the most severe diastasis issues. And pregnancyexercise.co.nz has a variety of online programs, including No More Mummy Tummy, that are inexpensive and easy to follow in just a few minutes a day. Hope this healing helps, and hugs and happy 2021. So all these links are on my website, AskJulieRyan.com. Just go to the blog page and you'll see it. And thanks so much, Michelle from Ireland, from the Emerald Isle, submitting that question, because it's one that I think most mamas can use. So there you go. All right, let's go back to the phones, and I believe our next caller is Rick. Hi, Rick.
Hi,
Rick. How are you?
Good.
Terrific. Where are you calling us from?
Terrifield, Connecticut. It's a little town near the top of the state.
Terrific. Well, welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thanks. Got a question for me?
Yes, I'm calling about my dog, Chachi. He's a little Chihuahua. We got him at age 4, and we're the 4th owner. And now he's about 6. And he has a horrible biting, viciously biting. If my wife is holding him and I approach her, like with a phone or something, and he'll viciously bite me, and then he'll jump in my lap. And then if my wife comes over to me, he will do the same thing to her.
Oh.
And I'm wondering how we can stop him with that.
How long have you guys had him, Rick?
About 2 years.
Oh my gosh. You've put up with it that long? You're a saint.
He's a lovable dog, except for this little condition.
Does he break the skin and cause you to bleed?
He will, yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Wow.
All
right.
But then he'll jump on the next person and be lovable and then bite the other person if they do the same thing.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. And it has to do primarily with phones or just anybody that's approaching?
Anybody that's approaching. So something happened in his past.
Yeah, he's been abused, obviously. All right, Chachi, what I'm doing is I'm connecting to you while you were talking and then to Chachi. Chachi, what is up with the biting? He's afraid. He says, I'm going to hurt them before they hurt me. Well, they're not going to hurt you. How can we get you to stop doing that? He's saying that this is wild. This is probably the first time I've ever heard a dog say this, Rick. He said to muzzle him. Muzzle him, and it will help him break the habit. Put a little muzzle on.
We tried that, taking him to the vet, and boy, he gets out of these muzzles really. He really is vicious and gets out of the muzzle.
He's like a Houdini Chihuahua, huh? He can get out of the muzzles. When we take him to
the vet, we have to have 2 people, and we put these big leather gloves on.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Wow. All right. Well, he's saying muzzle him. So I think there's one out there that'll work. And that may be something that you might want to invent one for Chihuahuas, because they're pretty little, I know, to do that. That's what he's telling me. Is there anything else they can do? He says he's told me muzzle him 4 times to help him break the habit. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting from him.
Is there anything with his tail or with his paws? If you touch his tail and paws, he bites you also.
It's just all fear because he's been abused. He says he's so grateful to be with you, though. And he loves you guys, but he says it's just a reflex from being abused. And he's saying he needs help breaking the habit. He said he doesn't even think about it. It's just automatic. And that's what it sounds like to me. And that's probably what you're seeing as well.
Okay. Then we'll try that.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, good luck. My gosh. I love his name. You. Okay. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's go to the Reverend Goddess next. Hi there. Hi.
Hi.
Are you there? Hi there. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Welcome. Julie? You got a question for me? Yes. Yeah. Are you having trouble hearing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can hear you fine. So I don't know what to tell you.
This is Goddess in New York, Reverend Goddess.
Okay. Terrific. You got a question for me?
Yes. I have had a abdominal aneurysm taken care of in October.
Okay, I'm going to have to hold you over for the break, Reverend Goddess, so hang with me for a minute, and we'll be right back after the break, and we'll see what's going on with this abdominal aneurysm. That's a big deal. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan show. And before the break, we were talking with Reverend Goddess in New York. Hi, are you still with us? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, ma'am, I can. Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay. My darling, I have to go and see the doctor on March 1st. And I just saw them in November. And at first they told me everything was fine. And I had that I could come back in a year. And then shortly thereafter, they called me to say, no, they want me to come back in March. And I just want to know if everything is all right. It's, when I went on the 8th of October, 2019, it turned out that they did the procedure. And then that night I went into some terrible reaction. And then they had to rush me back into the OR for another procedure. And then after that, they told me I have one stent on my right side, which is what I negotiated for, but I have 8 on my left side. And in the follow-up in November of November 2020, he said, that it might be leaking on the right one. So can you just see or tell me what you can, what you get?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I don't want to do worry, and I want to be responsible.
Sure. Certainly. Well, while you were talking, I got you on my radar, and I can see where they put the graft in. I've been in on those surgeries several times in my career, and that's a big old surgery that they do, and they put a graft in to help hold that, that aorta going down where the aneurysm was, which looks like a bubble, kind of like if you squeeze a water balloon in your thumb and your forefinger and it makes a bubble. That's what an aneurysm looks like. Yeah. And so, that looks okay. So they're talking about that the stents might be leaking. Is that what they were worried about?
Or it's something. It's not clear to me what it is. I mean, I'm sure they've said, they say whatever they say, but I'm not sure that I hear it or understand it. And
well, the big part is the stent that, or the graft that they put in your aorta, and that looks great from what I'm seeing. So I think you're clear sailing on that. The stents, I can see you said you've got 8 on your left side. Is that what you said? Yeah. I can see a bunch of them over there. The right side, maybe it's not opening the whole thing. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some tissue around it to make it stay open a little bit better. But I don't think you're going to need to have any emergencies or anything. I think you're going to be all right with that. When do you see the doctor again? March 1st?
March 1st, and I don't talk to you again until the 11th.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think you look good. Yeah. Okay. I think you look good. I think you're a miracle woman. Congratulations. Good New Year gift.
The divine is always working miracles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks for calling. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you. And
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year to you, too.
You too.
God bless
Take care.
You. I love your book.
Oh, thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Sarah next. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Julie. Hi. Thanks a lot for taking my call, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, my girl. Tell everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Berlin, Germany.
Berlin, and you just lost your daddy, I know, before Christmas. How are you holding up?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard because it was so... I saw him in November. I was with him for 2 weeks, and I thought I would go back to visit him again in December.
Yeah.
And, I knew he was really bad, but he was still at home and everything, and then... Yeah, I already told you this, but, then a doctor who went to his home actually infected him and my mom and myself with COVID. And then he got into a state so bad that he had to be taken to the ER immediately the day after I left when I went back to Berlin. And then he died the next week. So I didn't get to say goodbye or anything because, obviously I knew it would probably not be, I don't know, a year more or something, but I thought I was going to go back and see him again, so.
Yeah.
But so, and we have to take care of so many things, like clearing out his house and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a challenging time. Obviously I'm happy he's not in pain anymore, but I wish I could have said goodbye properly and so on, but.
Well, Miss Sarah, you have listened to my show for a really long time, and you and I have done several private consults over the years, and you know that you can talk to him anytime you want. You just say something to him in your head, and he's going to answer you, and it's going to come in like a thought, and it's going to feel like it's your thought, but it's going to come in immediately as fast as you can snap your fingers. So have you tried to do that? I know you're grieving, and at the same time, you can talk with him, and we're going to talk more about this. I'm going to hold you over on the break. And when we come back, everybody, we're going to help Miss Sarah with her grieving on the loss of her dad. Stay with us, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. And before the break, we were talking with Sarah in Berlin, Germany. Sarah, what time is it in the middle of the night over there?
Oh, yeah, it's 3:30.
Oh, God bless you, girl. What are you doing? And so
it's
she just lost.
Worth calling in, so.
She just lost her dad before Christmas, who was not well to begin with, but then he, he got COVID, and that helped speed his departure.
Yes, so. He would have died anyways, for sure, but it was just a lot faster. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, did you have a question for me? I mean, I'm assuming you want to talk to him, but did you have another question for me, or do you want to talk to him, or how may I help you?
Yeah, so if it's possible, I would like to talk to him, and I also wanted to ask if you could maybe scan me again and see, because my yeast issue still hasn't dissolved, if it's just that or if there's anything else, and if it just needs more time.
Okay. All right. What do you want to do first?
Could you first scan me if that's possible?
Sure.
See.
Yeah, absolutely. I already got you on my radar.
Thank you.
Already got you on my radar. You look better. You're healing. You're healing. You just have such a monumental case of yeast overgrowth that it's going to take a while. So are you still on the nystatin?
Yes, but only the tablets, because there is no way for me to get the powder in Europe because it does not exist in Europe. You cannot get it.
It's hard to get it in America.
Europe, so I have to probably, that's why I booked another session with you. I have to wait till they lift the travel ban for EU citizens so that I can go to the US and get the powder myself, because that seems to be the only way to get hold of the powder. But I'm taking tablets in the meantime. So it's healing.
Good. It's healing. You're looking better and you're staying low on the food chain, right? And you're eating if God made it, you're eating it. And if man made it, you're not. Kind of.
Yeah, and it's only the yeast, right? There's nothing
That's what I'm seeing.
else.
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah. Yeah, it's just whacked your immune system big time. But you're healing. You look better every time I talk to you.
Good. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So, questions for your dad? He's standing to your right.
If it's possible, can we just, I don't know, just see how he's doing?
Well, he's fabulous because he's in heaven. You know, everybody that dies goes to heaven. He's saying you're a very brave girl, is what he's telling me to tell you. And he's saying that you're doing a great job helping your mom, and she can be really difficult. Is that what you're finding? Is she having a tough time with all of this?
Yes, and also she doesn't believe me that I'm sick. She thinks I'm making it up for her. I don't know, whatever reason.
Okay. All right. So he's saying that he knows she's being difficult, but you're being really helpful. Now, you have younger siblings, correct?
Yes, my brother's 19, but unfortunately he doesn't believe in readings or, mediumship, psychic mediumship. So when I told him that I wanted to do a psychic mediumship and talk to my dad, he actually got really mad because he doesn't believe in that.
Yeah, well, people get mad about things that scare them. And it freaks some people out because they've watched too many horror movies. And they think that, the Grim Reaper's going to come get them or something. But what they don't understand is all spirits are pure love. So, again, I know I keep talking about this YouTube video. It's the most important interview I've ever done, the one on New Year's Eve with Dr. Kerr. You may want to have him watch that. Is that your dog?
No, I don't have a dog. It's not on my end.
Okay. All right. I heard what sounded like a dog. Okay. Did you have another question?
That too, but it's not on my end. Could you ask him is there anything he still wanted to say to me, and I wanted to say to him that I felt so sorry because the last time I saw him, my own physical state was so weak, so I feel I wasn't fully present, and I'm so sorry for that.
Oh, honey, he is absolutely glorious. He's saying no apology necessary. You need to heal. He's saying he's around you all the time. He's around the rest of your family members. Is his mother deceased? Is your grandmother deceased?
No, she's still alive, but I think it was really hard for her. She's in an elderly care place, and she lost her other son even 10 years ago, and now my dad. So it's really hard on her. She's been saying for a long time that she wants to go to. She's 97.
Yeah, he's saying he's around her a lot. So that would make sense that he's around her a lot. And we're made in the image and likeness of God. And so most people think that we look like God, that God looks like some old man. But I believe that we're made in the image and likeness of God in spirit form, Sarah, so that God can be everywhere all at the same time. And so can we when we're in spirit form. And that's what your dad's doing. And it's funny because he's showing me his spirit. There's a cartoon when I was a kid growing up, and you may have seen reruns of it. I don't know if they have it in Germany, but it was called Casper the Friendly Ghost. And
yes,
he was
I do know it.
Yeah, he was this little ghost that would just fly around in the sky, and all the scary adult ghosts were trying to scare people. Your dad reminds me of Casper the Friendly Ghost in spirit form. He's just kind of zipping around. Yeah, he's zipping around. He can be with
he really loves
a lot of people.
comics and graphic novels. And
well, there you go.
Books, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you feel better. Talk to him. Watch that YouTube video with Dr. Kerr. It'll help you feel better. Okay.
Thanks.
And
thanks a lot,
you're
Judy.
welcome. Okay,
Thank
honey.
you.
Hang in there. Go get some sleep.
Yes, I will. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see who's next. Oh, gosh, that's so heart-wrenching. My goodness. We all have regrets when we lose somebody like that, especially if we don't think that it's happened in the way that we'd best want it to. But you got to remember that we all decide when we go, where we go, who's with us when we go, and what the circumstances are. And it's out of our control. Our spirit everybody's spirit decides that. So when people really are feeling guilty about not being with a loved one when they pass, there's no reason to, because your loved one chooses that. And sometimes they choose it because those people that are not with them, they believe that it's going to be easier on them if they're not. So just trust that it all unfolds perfectly, and it always does. So keep that in mind. All right, let's go to Jen next. Hi, Jen. Hi, Jen.
Hey, Julie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I'm calling from Long Beach, California.
Long Beach. How are things there?
They are beautiful. I feel bad for other people. I'm often on the phone for work, and everyone tells me they're under snow and that they're freezing, and I try not to gloat too much.
I know it. I know. When I lived in LA, Jen, I remember in January, I'd hear somebody say that, and I'd think, well, yeah, it is January.
It's January, and it's 68 degrees. It's fairly awesome.
Exactly. I got to tell you a funny thing. When I first moved to LA in the early 80s, I was a hospital supply sales rep. So I hear any city in LA County or Orange County, and I immediately think of the hospitals. So for you, Long Beach Memorial and Long Beach St. Mary's, even after 40 years, it still comes back to me. Almost 40 years, I can tell you what hospital is in what part of LA. Oh, gosh. Well, so welcome to the show. Thanks for calling in. Do you have a question for me?
I sure do. So I have been struggling with back and neck pain for a very long time. And I have tried various therapies and tried the chiropractor. I work out quite a bit. I do yoga when I can, not as often as I should. But I'm almost convinced that it might be like in my head, like a psychosomatic thing. But I wanted to see if you could scan me today and tell me if there's truly anything like structurally wrong in that area or medically wrong, so that I can try to get this out of my life finally.
I'm seeing a little curvature in your spine. I went ahead and got you on my radar, and you curve a little bit to the left, like above your waist. Has anybody ever told you that?
Actually, no, but I'm often told by, a chiropractor or whatever that my hips are out of alignment, but never that I have a curvature to the left. But I kind of feel that. It feels a little out of balance or out of whack, if you will.
So what I'm doing is I'm doing a healing on you, and I do this healing a lot. And imagine there are two rods that are put on either side of your spine, and I use a laser, an energetic laser, and when I say it's spirit working through me and with me. It's not me doing it, it's in conjunction with spirit, obviously. And so I use this laser, and it heats it up and it makes your spine kind of like clay that a potter would use to make some kind of creation. And then I'm watching the rod on the right is stationary. The one on the left is moving very slowly towards the right, and it's straightening out your spine. And then I laser it again, almost like a potter would fire their creation to make it solid. And your spine is straight now. I just did a chiropractic adjustment on you too with your hips. You were a bit of a twisted sister. So hopefully that'll help.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Julie.
You're welcome. Happy New Year. Thanks for calling.
Happy New Year.
Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back and see who's next. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Terrific. Thanks. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from Eagan, Minnesota.
Okay, so you have 8 inches of snow on the ground?
We do, but we're actually praying for more snow. We have snowmobiles, and our kids are so excited to ride this year, and we don't really have enough snow to go.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
Yeah, we're
those are
the crazy
fun.
ones wanting snow.
Wow, listen, my first job out of school, listen real fast, was in South Dakota. And I thought, oh my God, they made Ohio winters where I grew up seem like the tropics. I thought, how do these people do this? And you're telling us with snowmobiles.
Right? But our winters are getting a lot more mild. We don't get as much snow as we used to. So.
Oh well. Well, you got a question for me?
Yeah, I do have a question. So our sweet little dog, Bailey, she's a British Lab, and she turns 1 the end of the month. She has something, I don't know what it is. This is my first dog, so I know nothing about dogs, but she has like a cyst or something on her skin. It's a little bigger than the size of a pencil eraser. So I've kind of just been keeping an eye on it for the past week, and I don't know, do I need to be worried and take her into the vet, or just kind of let it be and maybe it's going to go away, or maybe it's just nothing?
Where is it?
It doesn't seem to bother her. So it's on her left side, kind of near her leg. Like up toward,
in the front?
The top of her back.
Okay. Like near her left shoulder?
Yeah, like if you're just, petting her, you can kind of feel it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
almost
what
like
I'm
she's got an extra nipple on her side rather than on her belly.
Yeah. Okay.
But bigger than that, more like a pencil eraser.
I think it's like one of those. What do they call them? Like ganglioma or something like that. It's like you can get it. I know several people that have had it, and they'll get it on their wrists. It's something like that. It's benign. I would still have a vet look at it when you get a chance to take her in. Is she due for an exam anytime soon?
She really isn't. No,
She's
not
not
for a few months, but
yeah.
I sent them a picture and they said I could either bring her in or just kind of keep an eye on it. So she's had it about a week, and it seems like the last few days it hasn't grown anymore, but it definitely has gotten bigger since we first noticed it.
Yeah, I'm scooping it out right now, and it's just pink tissue. She's just growing something. So, but it does not look malignant to me. So I think you can watch it. And if it looks like it's getting bigger, I would go ahead and take her in. Let them look at it. And they can remove it. Yeah, you bet. Thanks for calling in. Happy New Year. I hope you get snow.
Thank you. Have a great night. Happy New Year.
You too. You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Okay, let's go to Julia next. Hi, Julia.
Hi. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I love your name.
Oh, thank you. I love yours.
Thanks. I'm named after my Mima, who was a Julia, but I'm Julie. Oh. Can you get me off speaker, please? I can hear feedback.
I'm on my headphones, but let me turn it
off. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Well, where are you calling us from? Where are you calling in from?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, terrific. Well, how are you surviving up there?
I'm doing fine, actually.
Good. Wonderful.
Yeah, my question is about a dermatitis rash I've been having on my face since the summer.
Oh.
And it's around my mouth and my nose, and I've gone on antibiotics for it. In the fall, around September, October, and it cleared it up. But then once I went off the antibiotics, it came right back. So I'm trying a more holistic approach now. And it's clearing up, but it's still there. And I'm wondering, is it stress related? Is it gut related? I'm just not sure. I'm wondering if there's anything you can see.
Yeah, it's gut. I got you on my radar just to save time. And so if you email me, and anybody listening, email me if you want the link for a little bit of a discount on the gut biome test. Get it done. It's a fancy name, Julia, for a poop test. And you can do it at home, and you don't need a doctor's order for it. And it's going to tell you what the ecosystem is in your gut, and that's where our immune system is based. But more importantly, food is the best medicine. And so it's going to tell you what your superfoods are and what the foods are for you to avoid, and then everything else. And the foods to avoid may surprise you, because you may be eating some foods that you think are healthy, and they are. They're just not healthy for you right now. So this is a wonderful game changer of a test. And when you have skin issues like that, it's 99.9% of the time in the gut. It's a gut thing that's going on. And you have yeast overgrowth. So I'm clearing out the yeast out of your system right now. And the best, the best way to heal your gut is with food. And that's where our immune system is based, in our guts. So, yeah. In the meantime, Julia, stay low on the food chain. If God made it, eat it. If man made it in a factory, do your best to avoid it. You can show a 3-year-old an apple and a Twinkie and say, which one did God make? And they'll know that God made the apple. Stay away from things that are fermented: wine, beer, alcohol, kimchi, sauerkraut, yogurt, vinegar, soy sauce.
That's surprising, because isn't that supposed to be probiotic?
Not when you got yeast. When you got yeast, it turns your gut into a fermentation factory. It's like pouring jet fuel on the fire. So stay away from fermented foods. Stay away from
yeast in my gut.
Stay away from processed stuff, because it absorbs like sugar. A piece of whole wheat bread absorbs 10 times faster than a teaspoon of sugar, because it's so highly refined. And so you want to do that, and get a hold of some nice statin if you can. It's an antifungal, and that'll make you feel better. So thanks for calling in this evening. I hope you have a great New Year. Everybody, that's it for tonight. Remember, I got a couple spots left for my April class. If you want to take it, AskJulieRyan.com. With that, I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye now.
Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan, and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.